So, what's my fancy that my sugar daddy got me? I have a confession to make. These are my confessions. Just when I thought I said all I could say, my chick on the side says she got one on the way. It's like they're calling me from my village, or like my sugar daddy's wife, like maybe found out about us. I have a confession. Hey, don't take it personal. I have a confession. So you gotta listen. You know that Fenty Beauty that like I reviewed in like my last or like one of my beauty videos? It wasn't actually my best friend Iman that got it. It was my sugar daddy. We just broke up and like I'm feeling so sensitive right now because like now where am I supposed to get my money from? You know, like I just want to be able to buy nice things. Like how am I gonna afford to wear these pearls anymore? Like I can't afford the Instagram lifestyle anymore. I know I'll be fine, but like I just need a minute, okay? Let me grab a tissue. So obviously I do not have a sugar daddy. So I lied. But that's not to say I've never thought about it. That's not to say I've never considered it. I feel like I would be remiss in acting like I've never ever like that's never ever crossed my mind how much stress would be alleviated off me, family members and etc if I had a sugar daddy. The sugar daddy thing is like, I don't know if it's a craze because I feel like it has been around for ages, but like now it's a thing that we so very much glamorize in our generation, up to the point that you can just like be sitting down and having casual conversations with your friends. Like people even hide the fact that they have sugar daddies anymore. Like they just like, oh yeah, my SD, there you go. In fact, some of your friends may have even met your sugar daddy before. For me, it's a thing that in conversations I can like laugh about and I can be like, you know, if I just met like one young single 40-year-old man, because they're just like random young single 40-year-old Christian Catholic men just like hanging around and like we just plucked them from trees. Let's just pretend for a second that I would have been able to find a young single 40-year-old man that's like buff and attractive and stuff like that, that I wouldn't mind, you know, being his little sugar baby. Like the sugar daddy sugar baby dynamic is very interesting because I guess it's not really a relationship. So for me, I had to kind of get to the point where I understood that, oh, it's not like dating an older man. No, dating an older man doesn't mean you have a sugar daddy. Dating somebody that sponsors your life, like with that, not a romantic relationship. Maybe you give him a little something, you know, go Jay, go. The things that I can't really give anybody right now in my life. But you give him something and he gives you something back. And there's usually an age gap between. And I'm assuming that a lot of sugar daddies are married. When I realized that there was a difference between what I was thinking and what it actually meant, I now understand that, or I now understood that the problem of this sugar daddy thing is actually an issue. And correct me if I'm wrong, because this is an open conversation. I'm not trying to be judgmental or anything like that. At the same time, you do come here for my opinion on things, and I would be remiss if I did not give my opinion. So for me, I think of it this way. You don't have money for something. Somebody approaches you, maybe you're just minding your business. Some guy approaches you and decides to abuse your life with money. You understand? He now tells you, oh, this is what I want from you. I have a wife, you know, so I'm not expecting you to marry me or anything like that. At the same time, Now, aside from the glaring problem here of this person being married, not only is he married, he now wants you to commit a sin. Not only are you committing a sin, he wants you to commit a sin that will disrespect his wedding vows in exchange for money that will never be equal to what it is that you're giving him. Oftentimes, you know, at the end of the month and stuff like that, you just sit down and think to yourself, would this really be a bad thing? But there are actually people in the world that think that this is so normal and think that there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. When I think of the value that, like, if I now envision the women that I have in my life, like my friends that I have in my life now, or even me, when I think of the value that I put on their heads, let's remove the moral standing from this. Now let's just look at this from a rational standing of like an exchange. When I think of it, I never think that there's like one person in the world that can give them enough money for what it is that they're collecting, which is your time, your potential soul tie, or whatever it is that we give when we give what we give. I will never think that there's an amount of money, that there's a number that I will see on a check that I'll be like, yes, that was worth. I just don't know. It doesn't only happen in a situation where you even need the money. Some people are just greedy. Some people are just lazy. And some people just do it for the fun of it. I'm like, every time I think about this, like, critically, my mind just goes. So in essence, this video is actually just to ask questions, because like I obviously don't know the answers to these things, but like, what reason would you think is valid enough to have a sugar daddy? Like, you're just minding your business and somebody approaches you with an offer that seems like something that you cannot refuse. But then there are so many people that refuse these offers every single day. I think my thing, and some of the things that go through my mind that remind me that, you know, you can joke about this thing, but keep the joke where the joke is, and just, you know, first of all, I have parents, so, and my dad is like, or was somebody that a lot of people knew. So in the back of my mind, when I'm going anywhere, I'm just thinking to myself, that's how I'll go and meet one man, right? I'll decide that he wants to sponsor my life. Me, I'll be feeling like, oh, okay, I mean, let's just give this a try and see what happens. Only for this man to maybe one day just find out your girl's surname, and then all of a sudden you realize that maybe he was your father's friend's brother, or even worse, you go on with what you're doing, and then one day there's a knock on your door. Good afternoon, please. I'm looking for Mrs. Giwanu. Yes, madam. I don't mean to approach you like this, but I need to come to you as a woman. Actually, your daughter has been spending a lot of inappropriate time with my husband, and I just said I should come to you because I know that you are a good Christian woman, and I know that you are not encouraging this behavior. Jesus Christ, oh God, where will I go? I'll be out on the streets. You understand what I'm saying? Do you actually understand what I'm saying? If you say, oh, you know, you need the money, I'm like, okay, you need the money. There are probably a million other ways that other people like you make money without being in these kinds of compromising situations. But okay, fine. If that is your justification, go on then. That's your justification. Live your own life. If you tell me that it is a situation where, because some people say they're just attracted to married men, they're only attracted to married men. I don't know about you, but like, oh, Jesus, come down. Oh, Jesus, come down on your daughter. This one needs deliverance. Trying to destroy other people's marriages. Oh God, we need deliverance. Really? Really, sis? Really? You're just yeah, I think I'm going to just let this one rest. You know, I think I've gotten my point across. I'm kind of sick and kind of tired of girls lowering themselves because they want to live a life that they feel like they deserve because they are willing to lay down while their mates are building multi-million-dollar companies out of a Q-tip or out of eyeliner. There are certain things that just cross the line for me, like cross the line, and this is one of them, just because of the things the principles that are involved. Sometimes you look at somebody that has these things and you don't know how they got these things, you don't know how they got to the points that they are, and you actually admire them. And before you know it, you're using them as a point of contact, not knowing that their own is not a pure thing. Because then they'll be preaching about hard work, they'll be preaching about sticking to your guns, never let somebody put you down. Meanwhile, they got it from doing what it is that they felt like was the only way to get by in life. Meanwhile, you're here in your house like this. God of Jacqueline, God, you did it for her. Why not do it for me? God, the thing that you have done in her life, oh God, do it for me. Open doors to do these things for me. Oh Jesus. You are not too small. You can do it. You did it for her. You do it for me. Oh God, and use her as a point of contact. Be careful of who you're using as a point of contact. You don't know what they're doing. And honestly, I'm not going to be one of those people that becomes desensitized to certain things. I'm just not going to do that. No. I already feel like I'm so desensitized to so many things in this world. But there will be some things forever that I can just never be desensitized about. And this is on my list. But then again, maybe I'm just somehow. At the end of the day, I really want it to be a situation where you know your worth. For me, I'm not sure that there's an amount of money yet, at least that one person can afford, that would be enough for me to feel like it's worth giving somebody my body. That's just the truth. Like right now, the pedestal that I have myself on, not even just because of self-love, but just because I know the person that created me and I know my father knows me. There's no amount of money that you can give me that I will not feel like I'm being shortchanged. I really just want to get people thinking. I want to know other people's opinions. I want to know that I'm not crazy, or I want to know that I am crazy. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. And if there is anything that you've gotten from this video, it should be the outro, which you already know, which is that you are sugar, you are spice, and you are bomb-ass jollof rice. You can't just be giving that shit away, you know? I'm just saying, like, I'm actually just saying, like,